Good morning. I'm Chris Pyle, lay leader and member of the Unitarian Universalist Society of Amherst. Welcome to you, old friends and new, young and old. You are an essential part of our celebration today. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, we are stronger because you are with us. We are one people of many beliefs, many origins, sexualities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. Just as you are welcome here. The Reverend John Pastor will call us to worship this morning.
Good morning. My call to worship this morning is by Carl Seberg. Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in the words we speak and the songs we sing. Let there be help and healing. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy in our coming together. Come, let us worship together.
Reverend John Pastor graduated with academic honors from Andover and Newton Theological School. While at the school, he was actively involved in the Center for Faith, Health, and Spirituality and the Reiki Ministry. During his tenure there, he completed a one-year full-time chaplain residency at St. Elizabeth's Medical Center in Boston. In 2003, he co-founded a hospice in Worcester. He has served as interfaith chaplain and bereavement coordinator for 18 years. John retired from the UUSA Society of Gardner in June 2017 after serving the congregation for 10 years. He retired from hospice in 2020. John now offers supply ministry, clergy coverage, and is a volunteer patient liaison at the Haywood Hospital in Gardner.
Poet Denise Levertov tells us, don't say there is no water to solace the dryness of our hearts. I've seen the well spring out of the rock wall and you drinking there. And I too before your eyes found footholds and climbed to drink the cool water. The woman at that place, shading her eyes, frowned as she watched, but not because she grudged the water, only because she was waiting to see we drank our fill and were refreshed. Don't say there is no water. That well is there among scalloped green and gray stones. It is still there and always there with its quiet song and strange power to spring in us. When a Nigerian woman was told that North American women pipe water into their homes, she grew somber. How do the women speak to one another? If I didn't talk with the women at the well, I wouldn't know about their lives. Congregational life is a kind of village well. We come here not only for the water, but for the company, to, as like the Nigerian woman simply put it, to know about our lives. This not being fully in-person present because of COVID can be a challenge to our well-being, our being at the well. We humans are often drawn to the well together. It is where we share our experiences, our stories about our lives. The well is both a literal place and a spiritual place that nourishes and sustains us on our shared journeys. It is a communal experience gathering at the well. Now, our congregational village well is reduced to mostly virtual or Zoom or hybrid. But it is still here, calling us to community. Since ancient times, wells have attracted the deities or stories about the deities. Throughout Europe, holy wells were revered and their waters thought to be blessed. In the world mythologies, we find divine guardians of wells that offered healing powers. So we should not be surprised to find stories about wells in most of the world's religious writings. The wells were public places where the people gathered to know one another, to connect, which I believe really is a kind of spiritual practice, connecting with ourselves and with others. Not much gathering takes place in person here these days. Perhaps this can contribute to a longing to know and to be known. Colleague Victoria Weinstein writes, "We are born thirsty and longing. At the beginning, our thirst is merely for survival, a bottle or at breast. Later, the deeper longing aches at our center. Preoccupied with the process of learning, growing, and discovering how to get along in the world, we forget the thirst, but it remains. And so, in age-old effort to quench our spiritual thirst, we come into buildings with stars or crescents or crosses out front, and incense, candles in Hebrew, Arabic, Latin, or Sanskrit inside, to drink from the deep waters of tradition, to sit by the congregational well and hear the stories and sing the songs, and to make offerings to the divine, who blesses the well and makes the waters sweet and healing and powerful. If not for the experienced moments of water enriching the spirit of your time of knowing one another, you would probably not return to the well. So it is a testimony to the well of this community that you do return again and again. You return because you've tasted of the living waters and want to continue. And here you reverently tell of your journeys. Here in this spiritual home, you speak to one another, you share. In this place, this sanctuary, this village, you have a well that is truly unique, because you gather here at this well as participants of a living faith, a faith that serves to be more of a process than a religion. Unitarian Universalism is a way, a path that proclaims the inherent worth and dignity of all, and that asks us to explore the holy sources available to us and not be troubled that you find one source and someone else may find another. The faith you share may not always have the same source or tradition, but as I understand it, your peacefulness, loving kindness, and justice seeking together reveal that you are centered in deep, nourished waters, living waters of your congregational village well. Deep calls to deep. Now, some of you may have traveled here from other wells that sustained you and nourished you for a time. Some of you have come from wells of other faith traditions that cause you to be spiritually wounded. And so you may tend to invest a lot of time and energy bricking over these old wells because you feel the waters are too muddied to satisfy your thirst. Some of you have dug new wells, or gather at one fashionable source after the other, or travel on a pilgrimage to wells far enough away to feel exotic and exciting, but rarely staying long enough to drink from the deep. To these folks, I say, stop digging. Your seeking is over. The well is here. Stay, drink up. The digging is complete. It is deep enough. Your well is filled with holy water deeper than you will ever fully realize. The mystery of its depth can hold you in awe and humility. It is the source of your compassionate strength. Don't say there is no water to solace the dryness at our hearts. I've seen the well spring out of the rock and you drinking there. Don't say there is no water. The well is quiet and hidden. The well is gentle, deep, and tranquil, and it waits for you. The well does not call out your name in a loud voice, does not appear as a burning bush, does not fly out among you like a dove. The well is here, the water runs deep, the water runs silently. The deep is very deep, and the depths are not without their dangers. And so your well calls you not only to community, but also to be courageous witnesses in a world that is not always accepting, not always welcoming, not always caring about this planet and the people who call this home. But this well your well belongs to everyone. Everyone is welcome. The well is here and will always be here with its quiet song and strange power to spring in us, making you the wellspring of presence. My friends, may you always prove yourselves worthy guardians of this congregational village well, whether in person or Zoom. And may this well build and sustain this village, this beloved community, this day and always. May it be so. Blessed be. My pastoral meditation is from John O'Donohue's The Wellspring of Presence. May this be a morning of innocent beginning, when the gift within you slips clear of the sticky web of the personal with its hurt and hauntings, and the fixed fortress corners. A morning when you become a pure vessel for what ascends from silence. May your imagination know the grace of perfect danger to reach beyond intimidation and the wheel of repetition, deep into the call of all, the unfinished and unresolved, till the veil of the unknown yields and something original begins to stir toward your senses and grow stronger in your heart.